Well, here comes a new challenger.
Woohoo!
Because today, we're going to check out the Violent Ken Street Fighter 2 action figure from Jada Toys. Now checking out the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive packaging for Violent Ken here. We got the Jada Toys logo right here, next level here. 16-bit illustration of Ken here, the Street Fighter 2 logo there, as well as Violent Ken's name here. Looking into the side, we got an excellent pose. It looks more like an illustration of Ken. Can't fit the whole box in. Pulling it down, we got Ultra Street Fighter 2 right there. It's going to be the same on both sides. And on the back, we had the same illustration of Ken that we saw on the sides right here. And we have Ken stage right here, Street Fighter 2 logo right there. And there's a bit of a spot gloss right here on the logo and the figure itself. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see that little shine going on. And this is actually a slip cover. So you're going to pull this out and we get the action figure as we can see right here behind the clear plastic film. And it's just looking great so far that I can tell initially. Action figure here, 2 alternate heads, some special effects. And what I really love, these accessories right here. These oil drums. I love you get the full set right here, undamaged, as well as a broken one. These are going to be great for toy photography. It looks like we got a, a stand right here. I think that goes to the fireball. And some set of alternate hands. And then on the back, we get a great action shot toy photography of Violent Ken right here with those drums, as well as the other figures that'll be in this line. All right, let's go ahead and open this figure up. So let's check out all the cool accessories that come with this Violent Ken. Starting off with one of his alternate heads, we have this angry Ken with the white kind of silvery pupils going on, and his mouth just bearing down, gritting his teeth. Nice soft rubberized hair. And this is really cool. It's kind of like a, not platinum, but a little bit very whitish. And kind of a violent tinge to the cheekbones, as you can see. And his alternate head that he has is more of a very Ken with a rage. The scowl line is definitely pronounced. Eyes are a little bit more going downwards, and that mouth is just open. I really like this haircut on the Rage Ken. And he's got that skin, that violent tinge going on as well. Then he has his Hadouken hands, as we can see, the left and the right. Able to do the Hadouken pose for later. Great for toy photography. They do have a little bit of a violent tinge around the kind of inside of the fingers, as you can see. And he's got that leather kind of glove that he has, that he's known for. So that's really nice. We have the Hadouken Fireball in a violent color. Very gorgeous. And this is very similar to the Ryu one, or Ryu, however you want to pronounce his name. There's the blue one there. And he has a great handprint going on right inside there, which is a gorgeous touch. And he has the stand for the Hadouken Fireball. And if you watch the Ryu review, which I'll have a link to it at the end of the video, you can see how all this comes together. Then we have the awesome Flaming Uppercut. What is it, Dragon Fist? I think it has another name, but I am so blanking on it. But this piece is just gorgeous. Again, in that violent tinge color, that's a Hadouken Fireball. Maybe a little bit more on the redder-ish side, but that could just be the lighting that's going on there. And this really easily slips on the action figure, the arm. You just kind of put that in, and you get that great effect going on, as you can see. But this piece is just beautiful. And then one of the great reasons why I bought this, these oil drums from the bonus level in the Street Fighter 2, where your Street Fighter will just beat up about 5 or 6 of them and breaking them up. You get this perfectly intact version with the top portion here, the bottom here. Great little welding lines right here. But the clean, undamaged version and the final damaged version, like this, is just so wonderful. These are just going to be great pieces and accessories for toy photography for the Street Fighter line, as well as other action figures. So let's go ahead and check out the details on this Violent Ken action figure. Here, with his default head, you have a more smiling Ken going on right here. High cheekbones, great white bright smile. He definitely uses his Colgate. The hair, again, here is a nice soft plastic, and it's very similar hairstyle that we had on the angry version of him, but the eyes are a little bit more softer. It's funny how he has a smile being Violent Ken. But I don't know. It looks like he's got a little bit too much blush on him, especially right down here in the chest. It's like they didn't quite finish the makeup tutorial on the contouring and forgot to do the blending. So it looks just a little funky to me, but maybe that's how he is on the video game version, more of these kind of well-defined lines within the muscle in the face, but just a little odd. But otherwise, really good. Again, the hairpiece is really nice. He's utilizing the classic red gi that he has, but we got tinges of purple throughout. Great fabric textures on the uniform, on his gi, and also on his belt, his black belt, which is a nice soft plastic. This is also a very nice soft plastic. It's actually using the same body sculpt as a Ryu action figure. I mean, the arms are exactly the same, even got the same vein positioning as you can see here. Even the gi where it's cut is pretty much spot on. I mean, where all the tears are at. So, I mean, honestly makes sense that they would pretty much be identical bodies. This, him being the American version of Ryu for the players. So, and having the same teacher, having the same fighting style, but they are pretty much identical on the sculpt and the outfits that they have. Great muscular details, as you can see. And yeah, feet look great. Even got, like, again, the toenails here, as you can see. Overall, beautiful sculpt. Lots of that violent tinge. Again, that's from the video game. He is Violent Ken. It's not just his mood, it's also his makeup shade. All right, let's see how well this Violent Ken articulates. So let's see how well the Street Fighter action figure articulates. With the head, nice 360 around, side to side, some, forward, backwards, not too bad. Little motion at the neck. It's not really meant to articulate very well there. There's some looseness a little bit. T motion at the shoulders. Really nice, as you can see. Spins around there. Great. Put that down. Rotation around. Really good shoulder rotation. Bicep rotation. Very good. Double jointed elbow, as we got. Really nice. And at the wrist, spins around nicely. They're not going to, I don't believe, point inwards. Oh, actually, they point inwards a little bit. Outwards somewhat as well. So really nice. Just be careful, they're going to pop out really easily. He's definitely got a joint right here, but the uniform, the gi, is going to restrict that. You'd have to take this off in order to move him around, but he does have rotation right there. Probably also underneath as well. Ooh, look at that six-pack. Actually, that's really cool. They actually put the violent coloring right there underneath the gi. I'm surprised they did that. So, but let's see. Does he move? Yes, he does. He does have motion right there at the lower torso area. That's nice. Splits? Yes, he can. Really good. He should be able to as a martial artist. Front kick. Back kick. That's really awesome. Really good. Upper thigh rotation. Nice. Double jointed at the knee. Perfect. Right there. Ball joint at the foot area. Really good rocking side to side. Points upwards. Points downwards. Awesome. That's about it. Again, these Jada Toys Street Fighters have great articulation. Gonna be great for some action poses. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and see how tall this Violent Ken action figure is. So the Street Fighter 2 Violent Ken action figure stands at about 6 1/8 inches tall. And here's how this Violent Ken will stand up next to your collection of assorted action figures. And here's Violent Ken with the Wave 1 release of the Street Fighter 2 action figures from Jada Toys. Now, as for what I do like about this Violent Ken action figure from Jada Toys, first off, the effects and the accessories that you get with this action figure is phenomenal. Not only do you get the violent Hadouken, but also the flaming fist effect and the barrels, both the damaged and undamaged version. Those are some top-notch effects and accessories that really give you that great Street Fighter feel. Also with Ken here, the sculpt and overall color is really good. Even though it's using the same body sculpt from Ryu, it's still a perfect fit for this Ken. And with all the alternate heads that it comes with, it really just comes into its own, I have to say. Plus, The coloring of that gi with that vibrant red, the skin tone of Ken and that in his violent state, as well as that kind of platinum blonde hair is awesome. And that purplish contouring around his body has even grown on me a little bit, even though it still kind of looks like a bad makeup contouring mistake. Plus, if you have a fandom for Street Fighter at all, this is a perfect action figure to get. And I have to admit, Jada Toys is hitting it out of the park with this line, so it's worth collecting for any Street Fighter fan. Plus, this Ken's going to be a great addition to my Street Fighter collection. I really like showcasing these Street Fighter figures in those classic arcade moves that they have. Now, as for the cons that I have about this Violent Ken action figure, honestly, I really don't have any. The only bad thing about this one is it is a limited edition one that was done for the San Diego Comic-Con. So if you haven't had a chance to get it yet and you haven't gotten it off the Jada Toys website, I would highly suggest that you go over there and get it before it's too late and they sell out. Because who knows if they're going to remake this limited edition Street Fighter Violent Ken action figure. So, what did you think about that Violent Ken action figure from Jada Toys? But maybe you're not convinced. Maybe you actually need to see more Street Fighter action figures from Jada Toys, like these. Well, this is Adam from Nerdmazing, and thanks for stopping by. You're still here? You didn't click off? Well, click these videos. Go ahead. It's nothing else going on here, so bye.